everybody. Thank you for joining us. This is Star the Flippin' Hippo on @FlippinHippos. To my right, we have Sydney from Sydney Elle. To my left, everybody knows Casey, the Rockstar Flipper. And this is Colleen. Many of you have not met her yet. She is not big on the YouTube or the social media scene, but I think we're about to change that.
We're converting her.
We're converting her. Yes, I was going to say.
She has been selling on eBay for 16 years. She is an amazing thrifter. She has out-thrifted everybody here for days.
She wrecked us. She bought like 8 bags. We each have like 1.
And she has a lot of knowledge, but not only that, her pre-eBay life, she was a teacher. So not only does she have a lot to offer, she's smart, and she knows how to teach. Plus, we love her. She's our friend.
We adore her.
Thank you.
She was our friend until she woke me up when the ghosts invaded our Airbnb house here. She woke me up to fight ghosts in the middle of the night.
So we are in St. Augustine, Florida, a very, very haunted town. We've been on a couple ghost tours. We're staying in a haunted house. And we've had, what, tons of food, tons of fun, tons of walking.
I feel like all we've done is ate here.
We've ate and walked.
We're on vacation.
Whoa, what are you guys drinking? Tony wants to know.
Water.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Water.
Water. Yeah, just
our
Coke.
Dinner.
Yeah, Doritos and water and Coke. Justin is here. Justin Packman. What's up, buddy? Appreciate you. Red Neckerson Resale says, hello, beautiful. He's got to be talking to these 3. He's not talking to me.
He's got to be talking to one of these 2, not me. But hey, welcome in. Thank you. We have the camera set so far back on the laptop. I can't read the chat, so Casey's helping out.
I got the chat. If you have questions, by all means, I'm reading it.
I can read it too.
I can kind of read it.
I need glasses.
RVA Flip said, wait, you all are in a haunted house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the cabin we are staying in is not advertised as haunted.
Should we tell the ghost story? I think we should.
I think we should. I think it starts with you.
Colleen should tell it since she experienced it.
I was sleeping in another room, and there was knocking on the window.
The window,
doors, shuffling in the kitchen.
What time was it?
Like 6 in the morning.
But it was still dark. It was still dark.
It was still dark, 6 in the morning, and I was out cold, of course. Go figure. And she came into our room, which is on the front of the house, because she's sleeping in the back of the house. And like I suddenly woke up with Colleen over me, like, hey, Casey. And I'm like, hello? And then she's like, somebody's breaking in the house, legitimately knocking on the windows out back. And
rattling the doorknob.
And rattling. And I had to get up to explore. And there was no one there. So
yeah. But 3 hours prior to that, we had all separated into our rooms, and I chose to wisely watch The Haunting of Hill House in the room I was staying in with Keith. And I kept hearing a woman laughing, and when I would pause my Netflix, it would get real quiet. And I thought, well, then it's got to be like background ambiance of the show I'm watching. But when I finished the episode I was on, and I rolled over and I got comfortable, I heard like out in the hallway, and I just chalked it up to being Kate. She's over here, Caitlin. So I thought Casey's fiance was pulling one over on me, but when I heard Colleen's story in the morning, I'm like, what was I really hearing?
Holly said Doritos are an important part of a daily reseller's diet.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We had pretzels too. RVA Flips that's creepy as hell. And Tammy says, all 3 of you ladies are beautiful. I appreciate that. I see you singling people out.
Thank you.
That's Tammy.
All 4 of us. You can't see Caitlin. She's gorgeous too.
Wow. Thanks a lot.
She said ladies. She said all 3 ladies. All 4 ladies that are present are beautiful.
I'm here too. Okay, anyways. So let's tell them about our thrifting. Since we did do thrifting, everyone always asks about vacations and going out of town and thrifting. So tell them, Star, where we went and like what kind of stuff you saw and how the thrifting was here compared to what you're used to, because everyone always wants to know when you go out of town about the thrifting.
So we went to the flea market, and it was a flea market. I didn't find anything. I'm still jaded.
Yeah, Star had kind of a slow day at the flea market.
We did find a gentleman who had a bunch of donated clothing that he was just raising money for some churches overseas. So everything was $1. Tell him what you found.
From there, I got a Patagonia vest and a pair of Miss Me jeans for $1 each.
And what did you find?
Not from there.
Those 2. I got, you guys know those really Hawaiian colorful Lily Pulitzer pants for $1. And
Palazzo pants.
Yeah, those, yeah. And J. Crew plaid shorts, but they were size 0 for a woman, which I always sell the crap out of size 0. So.
And I found cut from the cloth size 14 jeans and a White House Black Market extra small tank top new attacks. So I found bread and butter. They found gems.
Yeah.
Ignore the noise.
Yeah.
And then we kind of split up and we went throughout the flea market. And when we met back up with this one over here,
all of us had
She
found
had
nothing.
Bought out the flea market.
Yeah.
she had bought out the flea market. She had taken $100 and turned it into like thousands.
5 or 6 I came up with. So what I don't want her to give away, because a lot of Colleen stuff is kind of her secret sauce, but what kind of stuff do you feel comfortable revealing that you bought? You don't have to give up all of it.
You don't have to give up
You
your
bought some
trade
clothes.
secret.
Yeah, I bought Clark's men's shoes, Michael Kors wedges, loudmouth golf pants.
What kind
They're
of prices?
Bright. Those were all $1.
$1.
Uh-huh. Oh, I got a vintage bomber jacket.
Oh, that was
Billabong.
Billabong vintage bomber jacket, and you
That
paid
was
like
$12.
12, yeah. And so those were the bomber jacket. She looked up was like 100,
Mm-hmm.
and then the pants were 30 or 40, 30ish,
Probably 25.
25, 30, and then all my Clark shoes always sell for like 30, 29, 27,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the condition.
And if you had watched Casey's video last night, she had the shoes in the video, and I was
Yeah, the brown ones. Yeah, yeah. The thumbnail is actually the Clark shoes that she found. Those were $1.
Star's missing out on shoes.
yeah. But all my subs know how I feel. So after the flea market, we went to brunch at Denny's,
Mhm.
and Casey won me an alligator out of the claw machine, which you guys will see later in a video when I put up when I get back home of the clips of our adventures here. But I do have a Florida alligator to take home to add to my plush collection, so I'm like super happy. I'm such a child.
And then we went to a couple thrifts, like local thrift stores. One I'm going to point out, which I didn't even know until right when we were leaving. I don't remember the name of it, but it was the one where I had the camera in my hand. I was deciding on. I ended up leaving it. It is actually owned in part by Loretta Swit, who played Margaret Houlihan, Hot Lips Houlihan on MASH, one of my favorite shows. Everyone knows I'm a huge MASH fan. In the corner, when you walked into the left, past where the Garfield phone was, there was a huge sign of Loretta Swit. It said Loretta's Loft, and she's a supporter because that thrift store supports rescued animal shelters, which Margaret Houlihan is a huge, I've known this.
That was the best thrift store.
Yeah, so she was a huge supporter of animal shelters, and that animal shelter donates. She owns, I'm assuming she owns a piece of it, probably not all of it. And so that shelter is a direct, or that thrift store is a direct animal shelter supporter. And it's got a huge poster that she signed. You guys probably didn't see it. I took a picture of it.
No, we were busy with the dogs.
I took a picture of it. Anyways, it's Loretta Swit's thing, and so it was awesome.
They had dogs roaming around the thrift store.
They did have dogs.
There was a Labrador mix
Yes.
that had a light
The beard.
red nose. Not that one.
no,
the
the other.
lab.
Oh.
It was really had a light nose and like reddish brown eyes, and she was just the sweetest thing. Sydney and I loved on her.
Yes.
And we missed out on a couple really awesome things that
Again,
these two were finding because we were loving on the dog. And then there was this little one behind the counter, I think was a Chihuahua mix.
I think so.
Yeah.
It looked like a terrier.
She had a beard, the little mohawk.
the woman said it was 8 years old. So it was older, but not that old. Yeah.
Well, the puppies were cute. We found a Garfield phone at the flea market that was $20.
Yes.
So Sid and I put it back. It had damage.
Yeah, the one you found at the thrift store is in much better condition.
Yeah, the one we found at Keith found, or did you find it, Colleen?
What was it?
Oh,
Keith brought it over to
Garfield
me.
Casey found it.
Oh, I saw it right when I walked in. Keith grabbed it. I was
Yeah.
like, Keith, there's your Garfield. And
Keith came over with this big grin on his face, and he says, I found it for 10, which was half of the flea market price. And he was so happy to give it to me, and I was just hugging it. I'm like, I'm going to get the Garfield phone. But then we comped it, guys, like 35.
not as good as we thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was probably a $50 or $60 phone.
So we put the phone back. But Keith did find a couple of the Columbia PGA. Am I saying that correctly?
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
Columbia
PFG.
PFG. PGA's golf, right?
Yes.
I don't do sports, guys. Keith found a couple of the Columbia PGA,
PFG.
whatever.
PFG.
They're shirts that you fish in.
Performance
Fishing
fishing
shirts.
gear. It's
Fishing.
performance fishing gear.
They have vents.
Yeah, Benton.
Vented
Yeah,
performance fishing
but he
gear.
found a couple at different thrift stores. So that was Keith's big find of the week.
I ended up not buying a camera out of there. I got a Minolta camera. And Japanese cameras
From him.
are really good. Yeah, that's for me.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Super chat. Make sure you hook Star up. So they had a camera on the bottom shelf that was Minolta, Minolta, which are really good cameras. They're the old, what is that? The crank and click? Is that what they call them? Crank and click cameras? They've got that little shutter thing on it where you have to crank it.
Scott Hauser.
So there was a Polaroid camera that Keith was super upset that Casey found before him. How do I know that? Because Keith never talks. I could tell by his eyes.
He does talk.
Well, me and Keith went back and forth on it, and it was $45 was the store cost. I think I could have gotten it over. Scott Bowser just gave you a super chat.
Scott Bowser, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You should sing a super chat song.
Super chat song. Super chatty.
Should I sing Katie Silverberg
You
or
should
make
sing
my
it.
own?
Super chat. Super chat. You super chatty.
Super chat. Super chat. You're super chatty.
You gotta do that little. Okay, yeah, good. Super chat thing. Thanks, Scott, for helping Star out there. So the camera, so this is something, and I kind of want anybody who watches this to give us a little opinion. It was $45. We maybe could have got it for 35 or 40. They were selling for 100, 110, pretty much on average, but we didn't really have a way to fully test it. Not to mention with cameras, a lot of times, if you can't take the pictures, you can't tell if there's any like scratches or nicks in the lens, which is really hard. Like you can kind of look at it, but it's hard to see everything.
Well, a lot of people buy those for collectibles or
Yeah.
decor, not necessarily to use.
That's right. And my fear is, like, I love the collectible people to buy it, but my fear is I'm actually going to get somebody who's like that actual aficionado that uses it, and he's going to want to send it back.
Right.
And at that point, you're putting $45 into something that, yeah, you're going to make 100, 110. So you're going to make like maybe 35, $40 after everything. And it was selling right away. All the comps, all the actives, they were selling as quick as they listed them. But if you get a return on that, you're done. Like you're over with. So the risk was too high, and I left it.
And it was tying too much money up and
Yeah.
hoping that you were going to flip it and not have the return.
Oh, God. So we have a special guest in the chat. Go ahead,
Oh,
Sean.
Fred Hutchinson is in the house.
So Fred's in the house. What's up, Fred? And he says that he gambles on Polaroids constantly, never had any issues. So I have sold a lot of electronics. Like Fred says, it's a gamble. I've gambled on a lot of them. It's how much you're willing to lose or how much you're willing to put up. There were no comps. The first thing that Keith said was comp it broken, just in case. And there were none. So we had nothing to go off of, like even to break even.
Yeah,
But
in case you wonder why we keep looking over here,
You should check Mercari.
Caitlin
Yeah, I
is
should have actually.
directly on the other side of Sid, and directly next to her is Keith. And they're kind of like whispering and telling us their stories, and Keith's giving me eyeballs.
Keith said
And
everybody wants to see. There's
Caitlin,
Keith. Hi, Keith.
say hi, Keith.
There's Kate. There they are.
He's wearing his eBay shirt because he's a
He
How,
does.
how great is this deck that these people
Oh,
have?
yeah.
Oh
Check this
yeah,
deck out.
check this deck out.
All right, I don't wanna-
You didn't show Caitlin though.
Yeah,
She did. She did.
Okay, her hair looks
Here's the whole
really
deck.
great today.
we're gonna scan over. Is it showing the deck?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the deck, and those of you that are my subscribers that tune in regularly, I will be making a couple videos next week when I get home, just editing everything together from the 2 ghost tours. I got some video of the thrifting, of the flea market, and a tour of the house. So you'll be able to see the entire cottage that we've stayed in.
Okay, so that's that. Okay, let me read the chat again. They made stuff to last back then. That's right, Fred. Actually, the old time stuff does hold up. That's true. Polaroid instant cameras sell almost right away. Yeah, Scott has a good point. If you guys have never sourced cameras, lenses, the old time, the vintage, the Polaroids, the crank and clicks, that stuff sells as fast as you can list it. Like, not even kidding. Which is why I really feel bad about leaving it. I'm almost tempted to go get it.
Yeah.
As soon as you list that stuff. it's
Our
gone.
best flip ever to date was a Polaroid. How much did we pay for it? 35. We discovered a community yard sale last summer, and there was the cutest little old couple, you guys. They were like in their 80s. They were on rocking chairs in their driveway next to each other, and they had newspapers from the landing on the moon from the day JFK was shot.
Oh my God.
And they had tons of vintage stuff, and they had a Polaroid and another camera, and the Polaroid was 35, but he wanted like 55 for both, something like that. Yeah, so we bought both. The extra one that came with the Polaroid wasn't a fantastic flip, but the Polaroid sold to a professional photography studio
much?
in New York City for $350.
Was it like a Polaroid 600? 650 or 600? Yeah, that one's a
But
great
they were
model.
so cute. We bought their Polaroid. They included the second camera for a deal for us. They were like talking about the day JFK was shot, and the landing on. I like old people. I think they're cute, and they had lots of vintage stuff. But we made their day. We stood in their driveway and talked to them for a while. But
we think you're cute too.
Oh, thanks.
Along the lines of like we think old people are cute.
Somebody just threw shade.
There's a lot of shade going on here, by the way.
Yeah,
Scott,
we've been fighting all weekend like brother and sister.
No, I don't fight with her. I'm just amused.
No, he fights with me, doesn't he?
I do.
Not your head.
I
he
love
does.
Star though. She's actually better at the fighting. She's quicker than I am. Scott wants to know what's in the red Solo cups. Fred just said #burned. Star just sold something.
I just sold something, and I have something to say to Fred.
Star's drinking water, and I'm drinking Coke.
I will private message you, Fred. I don't want to demonetize my video.
In case anyone believes that, feel free to leave super chat. Okay, so after the thrift stores, we went to 3, right? Went to 3 total?
St. Augustine is very thrift friendly.
It is. I was just
They had an entire map for us of thrift stores that we got
in the area.
Yeah, so we're on vacation. So we went to the flea market in the morning, and then which we could have got to earlier, honestly. We didn't get there till like 2 hours after they opened. And then we went to 3 thrift stores, and we did really good. I mean, one was crap, but the other 2 were pretty good. And well, Colleen did good at all of them. She's like, which one was crap? I did good at all of them.
The one where we got the Thrift Life stickers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one was a little overpriced.
The
There was
flea
one
was
that was
okay.
overpriced. But we didn't go more than maybe like 3 miles at best.
Reagan has joined our live show.
Oh, Steve's here?
Yes.
Reagan is in the house. Hi,
Steve,
Reagan.
Steve for the super chat. Hey,
Thank you
Steve.
so much for the super chat.
What
I
up,
really
Steve?
appreciate it.
Mr. Reagan. So outside, Sid had the map. They had the little like pamphlet map that we got, and it had probably 20 thrift stores on it within another 5 miles outside
With
of that.
coupons in it.
So if you lived
With
in
coupons,
yeah, with coupons too. Yeah, if you live in this area, or you're coming through this area, and you plan it, you could have got to 10 or 15 thrift stores in a day. There's no doubt about it. There's also a Goodwill just outside the main old city here that we didn't go to. We passed it on our way in. They didn't, but we did. And it's maybe like 2 miles down. And we need to go to it. We should have went to it. Maybe we'll go tomorrow.
It's 40% off of
40% off
one
the tag,
color.
the special color. Yeah, they didn't have. People don't realize in Florida they got no special. There's like
My
no
Goodwills
deals.
where I am don't do sales at all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
don't
today's
know.
Sunday. Keith and I would have had 99-cent
day.
day
Yeah, so
in Pittsburgh, but it was 40% off, so we didn't go. The one thrift store we went to here was really high priced. There was a pair of silver jeans in the boutique for
the boutique
$16.
section. Yeah, when you go in a thrift store and they've got the little sign that says men's boutique, you're done.
It was women's boutique.
We had a men's boutique.
And the silver jeans were 16 and the BKEs I found were 15. So I left them behind, but we all got cool stickers and I want you to tell us about them.
Do you have one?
Yeah, I don't
Can
have
we
it with
show
me. I'll go get it.
Yeah, go
You want to
grab
go get them and you can tell us about them
it. Show it to us.
because everybody got stickers.
We got cool stickers, but
yeah,
I'll tell you that me and Keith went to the men's boutique section and they had like George and Arrow men's button downs that were like $8 or something, $10 for like men's. That was their men's boutique section just because it was a button down shirt. And me and Keith looked at each other, we're like, nope. We went to the back and we found their little teeny tiny electronics section. And they had like one of those telescopes. It's for like probably a kid or something. It wasn't like an adult one. And used, they were selling for like $30-40. It had $35 on this telescope.
Yeah, but he scored really good in the electronics section.
Oh, that was at the other one. No,
now this is
the
an
first one
unfortunate
was terrible.
story for us and a good
Yeah.
story for him.
So
Keith thought it would be laid out the same as our St. Vincent.
Oh yeah, St. Vincent de Paul.
So
yeah.
Keith went this way thinking he was sneaking to the electronics. Casey went this way and found them first.
I found the real electronics section. Keith found the not electronic section, which I didn't know. I thought Keith went to the clothes section on purpose, but he was looking for electronics.
He thought it
Anyways,
had the same layout as
yeah,
ours.
I guess it had a different layout. And so when I went over there, they had these, those entire clear bins full of remotes. They had like 6 bins, and Raking in the house. Yeah, I saw it. So I ended up getting a Bose surround sound, one of those Wave Bose remotes for $1. All the remotes were $1. And anytime you see an LCD screen on a remote, if it's Bose, if it's high end, if it controls one of those oscillating fans, like the ones you can, those are easy 15, 20, sometimes $25. I paid $1 for all of them. I got 6. So that was an easy decision, no question. I also got one of the anti-skip CD players. Those are quick 30, 40. And that one was listed for $4. I paid for that. And I got one other thing. Oh, I got a box of unopened 10-pack ink for $5 that had 2 yellows, 2 blues, 2 greens, 2 reds, 2 blacks.
Yep.
And those are like 40.
We found a couple of DVD VCR combos in our adventures, but they wanted 40, 50, 60 bucks for every single one.
That's
so
tough.
those got left behind.
What up, Jamie, our best friend?
Oh, Jamie's in the
Jamie.
house.
Hi,
Hi,
Jamie.
Jamie.
What's up, buddy?
Hi. So I'm going to have Colleen tell us about our stickers
Yeah, show us.
and tell us why we got a big one and a small one.
Oh, we got these Thrift Life stickers. They had them on the door. We loved them when we went in, so we asked if they were selling them. These, what were the big ones? 2?
2.
Yeah.
And they had a smaller one that's like really small that we're gonna put. I mean, I'm gonna put the big one, I think, on my car.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
and the small one on our
On
laptops.
our laptops or
Yeah.
like on our computer monitors. at
Oh,
home.
the laptop.
Yeah, so we
They're
all have
so cute though.
Thrift Life stickers. They had them on the mom and pop thrift store window. And actually, Casey almost was tempted to ask her if we could buy all
I was
of
gonna
them.
buy the whole store out and get you guys to get some. Actually, I bet you should do it. A bunch of people would be interested in grabbing them. RVA Flip says his birthday was yesterday. Where's your song?
I will sing happy birthday to Justin if Caitlin and Keith will stand behind me and everybody sings.
We're all gonna sing to Justin.
Come on. We're
It was
gonna sing
Justin's
happy
birthday
to
yesterday.
Justin.
Justin, how old are you? 21, 19, 22 again?
We call him Old Man Jessup for
I
a
know.
reason.
Fred, yeah, 40 to 50 for regular combos is tough, man.
Come on, Keith. We're gonna sing to Justin.
Even if you could get 80 or 90, 40 or 50. I think Fred, when Fred's buying the regular combos, his cutoff is like $20. When he's buying pallets, it's even cheaper. I'm pretty sure.
All right, you guys ready?
All right, Justin.
Is it? Wait, am I gonna get demonetized?
No,
Because
he's 33.
They can't sing the song in
Ooh.
restaurants anymore.
Justin, no,
You know
that's
that,
not.
right?
They're not supposed to, but it's nobody
You
cares.
can sing the happy birthday.
Yeah, you've changed one word on it. It's different.
How do you change?
Happy birthday. Instead of
Okay,
happy
Happy
birthday.
All right.
birthday.
All right, let's sing.
Ready?
Ready?
Justin.
Go.
Justin.
Happy
birthday.
Happy
birthday.
birthday. We are bad at this.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday
Thank
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy birthday.
Justin.
Thank you for being my moderator and a very, very, very dear.
We
good
do
friend
love
of mine.
Justin.
That was sad.
We do love. Hey, all you guys, hope you're enjoying yourselves. Flipping sense in it all.
Okay, that was
Oh,
my
it's Stephen
opinion.
Fielder. What's up, Stephen?
Hi, Steven. We just mortified.
Don't hire
Keith.
us for your birthday party. Don't.
Keith is mortified. He will never come on camera again.
No, probably not. If he knew how many
Keith is
times I got
done.
him on video, he's gonna be a little upset when I actually film the whole vlog. Justin, happy birthday, 33. Welcome to my world. I'm 33, so happy birthday, buddy.
That is Lance. He's just trying to troll.
Any of you know anything about flipping electronics? You should probably ask Fred Hutchinson. Your best bet. You should ask Fred. If we super chat, can we not sing that again? We will absolutely promise to never sing again every time you super chat. Like by all means.
But if you don't super chat, we're gonna sing again.
Scott says it's a good thing. Glad he had a mute button.
Nice.
That's wrong, man. We weren't that bad,
Wow.
were we? Wait till I find out Scott Bowser's birthday. I'm gonna be on your birthday like the "I Will Always Love You" song, but I'm gonna be like, "Happy birthday!" I'm gonna go all on
happy
it.
birthday, Mr.
President, yeah. Red Neckerson Resale says he's 61. When you're 62, I'll sing to you. Come on over to the channel. I'll make a point of it.
I didn't realize that he was.
Okay, yeah. So, anyways, little towns like this, I was super surprised because the last time I was in St. Augustine was probably 6 or 7 years ago, and I didn't thrift then. I bought auctions at that point, storage units and auctions, so I didn't do any thrifting really. And I was surprised. This town was really, really good for thrifting. The amount of thrift stores they had. So if you live in a little town or an old town or a historic town, you should definitely map it out and go because I feel like there's a lot of good stuff. That flea market was really good. That's something you would have put on like your
We didn't
every
even
weekend.
make a dent in the flip.
No,
No.
we didn't finish it at
We
all.
were there for hours. We walked a lot, and we didn't even make it in.
We didn't. No.
Are y'all
absolutely.
drinking yet? Not today.
We're such liars. That is Trey. So Catacrypt Traders is Trey Whitlock. Trey. You don't drink water in solo cups. Stop lying.
Fred
Sorry.
gave a super
This
chat.
is water.
Fred
Yeah,
gave a
you
super
bet.
chat to keep you
Jason,
guys from
His
singing.
fiance brought me a cup of ice water. I did have a beer with my
Fred
pizza
gave
at
a super
lunch.
chat.
Fred, super chat. $5.
Thank you, Fred.
Thanks, Fred. This is all star. Good job.
Thank you, Fred.
That means you can't sing, by the way.
I cannot. I will never sing
People
again.
are paying us to not sing.
No, this is actually water. We did have drinks today.
You are such a liar.
Um,
That is really water.
That is really water.
Caitlin got her one.
It's water.
I promise.
I stand corrected.
That is actually water. I feel dehydrated. It is 33 degrees
Drink your water,
in
kids.
Pittsburgh when we left.
Drink your water,
And
kids.
I am really, really hot here and
It's really
sweaty.
nice here
I'm
today.
drinking water and I'm sweating. But I did have a beer at lunch with my pizza, and I had a raspberry, whatever Caitlin made me.
Raspberry vodka and Sprite.
When we
RVA
got back
Flips,
from lunch.
Justin just sent you a $1.99 super chat. Thank
so
you
that we'll
guys.
never sing
Aw.
him
He
again.
wants you to not sing again as well.
Thank you, Justin. I appreciate it.
So Trey's in and said, "Were we drinking yet?" Yes, he said, "I am." So Trey's down in Dallas. If you guys don't know Trey,
Oh,
he was
that's
the one.
Trey.
Yeah, if you guys
Hi,
didn't,
Trey.
if you guys didn't see Sid's social media or whatever, when me and Sid were in Dallas, Trey was super nice enough to pick me up and drop me off at the airport. He also drove us to a couple places, dinners. He knows his way around Dallas and
I got
estate
to meet
sales.
Trey. He's super nice.
Yeah, Sid got to hang out with Trey at the Posh and Sit party, and he came one other place,
The Nilo.
the Nilo. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. And so Trey is like 30 years old at heart. I love you, Trey. So he was the best in Dallas. If you ever want to go to Dallas and hang out with him, by all means. He'll even take you to, have any of you seen, and you may have seen the video, we went to estate sales the last day. We went to these mansions, and one of them was an estate sale demo sale where the owner was rich, obviously, owned the house. They're knocking the house down to build something bigger. Go figure. And instead of just selling the estate, they were selling the windows, the doors, the walls, the chandeliers, the electrical outlets.
Wow.
There were guys there measuring the windows, cutting them out of the walls, taking the windows home with them. I've never seen a demo sale, but let me tell you what, those guys that took there was a dude up on a ladder, unhooking the chandelier, unwiring it,
And you could buy it right there.
buying the chandelier right out of the ceiling. That chandelier,
crazy.
the owner, the company that was handling it said the chandelier was originally $5,000. That guy bought it for $400 out of the estate sale.
Wow. Wow.
He got a deal.
A
yeah.
super chat from Lance. Thank you so much, Lance. I
Oh, Lance in
appreciate
the
it.
house. He says $3.50, but the super chat was only $1.99.
It's whatever. He's one of my moderators. I appreciate everything he does for me anyway. So
Thank you, Lance. I love Lance too. He's always on the chat. So.
Yeah, Lance is great. All my moderators are great. Just to give you all a shout out. If
They
you
are.
didn't know, Fred is actually one of my mods.
Oh dear God! I actually gave Fred semi-mod permissions, admin permissions in the group, only for a limited thing that he's allowed to do in my big group. I haven't seen him do anything
He's
bad
pointing
yet.
out.
I haven't seen him do anything bad yet.
Be afraid, Fred.
I'm
Fred, be
being
on
afraid.
your
Run
best
away,
behavior.
Fred.
No. If you're in my big group, be on your best behavior.
Run
or
away.
Fred might be after you.
Yeah, but other than Casey, I mod for him, and that's why I say other than Casey, I have the best mods.
Yeah, my mods aren't always the best.
Well, we share Jamie.
Yeah, I was gonna say we let Jamie mod. That's the cutoff. All right, so that was the thrifting kind of scene here, and it was good. It was really good, and I was impressed with it. And
But what's more exciting than the thrifting here is this is a 400-500 year city that is 100% haunted. It is. You can't have as many people die here as have died here over the
You
years.
can't have as many people.
You can't have as many people
died
die
as
here
have-
as have died.
Have had died.
That is correct
They
English.
can't die again.
She was a Spanish teacher, so
Oh yeah, so this town. Oh, anybody
we went on these tours with Spanish, and she understood.
For anyone who doesn't know, just a short 5-second story. Florida was obviously the Spanish, the conquistadors. They conquered, the Fountain of Youth and Castillo de San Marco, where we went today. It's all Spanish. They defended the cities from the British invasions, and tons of people died, tons. And then we also had yellow fever here, where a third of the population was destroyed.
Okay, wait. The reason we're laughing,
I know.
every single
The
tour
tour
you go on
Tells you
here,
a third of the city died.
we had yellow fever here, and a third of the population died within months.
They did. So all the big Spanish. In fact, people don't realize this. Columbus actually came to Florida. Everybody thinks he just went to the islands. He did go to the islands, but he also went to Florida once. You don't realize that. So all those famous explorers all ended up in Florida at some point, and a lot of the famous historic cities, from Savannah to Charleston to here, up and down the coast, were all founded by those people that came over under the crown of the flag of the Queen and all that. And they, explored this area, and they built forts. They built Fort Sumter. They built Castillo de San Marcos. They built the town of Savannah, which is one of the most haunted towns in the country, and St. Augustine, and all that stuff is all part of that history. So it's very cool to come. If you've never been to this part of the country,
It's amazing.
make a trip and come.
So I have a lot of videos I will be putting out next week, in a collage of the ghost tours. But they used to bury rich people with a headstone, and poor people would get buried
Piece of wood.
3 feet deep, like 3 bodies on top of each other with a piece of wood. But hundreds of years ago, when they had the British attack them, they would take the dead British people, the dead Spanish people, dump them all together in a trench and just cover them up.
Yep.
And so they say that there's not anywhere you step in this town that you're not stepping on a grave. They have graveyards here with fences around them, but people were buried everywhere here. And by the time anybody got any kind of control or tried to make a cemetery and put fences, they were then building bridges and buildings and restaurants over the top of
the city,
graves. Yeah. Graves. So there's dead bodies, 3 deep,
maybe
trenches of bodies
Colleen's window.
everywhere in this town, everywhere you step.
Yeah, one found Colleen.
I think one was buried under this house and it was knocking on Colleen's window.
Well, they said that they would bury people on their properties.
Oh, that's right, in their backyard. Yeah.
Yeah, the really rich people could.
Yeah, if you died, they just bury you in the backyard. Or the poor people, I guess. If you just got buried in the backyard, and they could still be here. So make a trip. Haunted cities are awesome. New Orleans is really haunted. I've been to New Orleans.
Charleston is amazing.
Charleston is one that's on my list.
Oh, are we shouting out our states? Because Gettysburg is pretty haunted.
I've been to Gettysburg.
Hi, Bill.
I've been to Gettysburg.
Hi, Bill.
Oh, Bill Penny's in the house.
Bill Penny!
And why does everybody say hi, Bill? I always say hi, Bill and Dave, because Dave gets really upset when you don't mention Dave.
Hi, Bill and Dave. And if you guys don't know, next weekend, Bill and Dave are coming to Pittsburgh. Ooh. And we'll be spending Saturday evening with Keith and I. And then Sunday, we are taking Bill and Dave to our 99-cent Goodwill thrifting.
Anybody who don't know Bill and Dave, they were in our videos from Vegas. They hung out. Bill and Dave are the greatest couple. I love you guys both.
Yeah, I love you guys. I can't wait to see you. I'm having so much fun here, but I'm really excited to see you
Bill
guys
says
too.
He's at work. Go back to work before you get fired. You might have to become a thrifter full time.
Oh, that's a good question. Building a pool here would be an adventure. So if you ever build anything here that you dig, you have to get a special permission from the government, and then they dig for you to make sure there's no dead bodies.
To dig for you.
Yeah,
make sure
the city. You have to get a city permit. Yeah, to survey it. Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, you have to, and they say that there's a whole area around the fort, the main castle, that you can't dig or build on
out front,
because it's considered a war memorial or like a military ground.
The city or the county shut them down because they were gonna.
That's where all the mass graves are. So nobody's allowed to dig there because they don't know where they are. So anytime you want to dig here for anything, you have to get an archaeologist. You have to get permission, and they said more often than not they
turn it down.
Dead bodies.
Or they find. Well, they turn it down a lot. The guy last night said they turn them down. They don't let them do it. Bill's on a real break. Oh yeah, they work till midnight, so they get their break around like 5, 6 o'clock. Yeah.
I fought at Gettysburg. Is that a
He's joking. Red Neckerson says he's so old he fought at Gettysburg now. Gettysburg was a high school trip for us, like 9th grade, because I lived 2 hours from Pennsylvania, so that was like the high school field trip for us. We went up to the battlefields. So I've been in your neck of the woods a few times.
Yeah, Casey used to live where I used to work.
Yeah, I lived in Baltimore, just north of DC, and so all the field trips, the 2 field trips you take when you live up there, are DC for all the political stuff, and then Gettysburg for all the battles.
Yeah. I used to live in York County, Amish County, and I used to work in Maryland. So we crossed paths before we crossed paths.
I'm glad I didn't actually cross our path that long ago.
I don't think we would have liked each other back then.
Maybe not. I thought I remembered you from somewhere redneck, Caddo Creek. Trey's not that old. Trey's like 30. Leave him alone.
I must have been the nurse.
Always laughing.
I am the oldest one here, guys. But most of the time I act like the youngest.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll go with that.
I think Keith is our only old soul here who is responsible and taking care of everyone.
I'm an old soul.
Not.
No, you're not.
29.
No, you're not.
I'm an old soul, though.
Yeah, but she's got so much experience.
Okay, Keith is responsible for holding the key to the house.
Yes, Keith has our house key.
Listen, you guys can call me what you want, but at least I'm smart enough to know I'm not responsible enough to give up the responsibility.
Yeah, so Keith has been babysitting the 4 of us.
Not me.
Not her. She's doing her own thing.
Yeah. David says hi. Hi, Dave. Make sure you tell Dave hi. And I missed you guys. It was fun in Vegas. We'll see you again. Yes, Cato. Neither one of us got shot. So the 2 old guys. No, you guys should listen. Literally, Trey has so much experience. Estate sales are his thing. I think you would do amazing at estate sales. Like you do flea markets and
I go to estate sales.
Estate sales, yeah. So like this is back to our whole thing of thinking outside of the box that we talked about, and I did. And you need to follow up with a video on that. Mm-hmm. Like the whole going to just like, oh, I'm going to go to the Benz or I'm going to go to Goodwill. Like that's great. Like do what you need to do. Estate sales, flea markets, swap meets. There's so many other places to buy Like, think outside of the box.
So you need what's
everyone.
working for you now. If something's working for you now, you don't change it. And that's your bread and butter.
Well, yeah.
But if you want to get bigger and you want to continue to grow and you want to get scale and get bigger and make more money, you have to think outside of what you're doing. Whatever you're doing right now that's working is paying your bills. Whatever you're not doing
could be your fun money.
Could be the fun money, the cushion, the vacation money, the buy a house money.
The come hang out with ghost money.
Yeah, the come to St. Augustine money. So just remember, you want to keep doing what you're doing if it's working. That old saying, don't fix it if it ain't broke. Yeah. But always be bigger. Think bigger, be better, do better, challenge yourself every day. I'm all trying to be serious, and they're like talking about her candy corn.
She has candy corn painted.
They're so cute.
He just noticed it now.
I just noticed it after 3 days.
Really cute.
Look at her nails.
Look at her nails.
Can we put this on camera?
No.
She's not putting her feet on camera.
So I have, this is a great, and like everyone feel free to answer this. Mine is probably obvious, but hold on, what was the chat saying? Makar is a good place to source.
Right,
So,
I source on Makar.
Yeah, a lot of people, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, I know she does. I've bought one thing off Makar to source ever, but and I should do more. I don't, I'm so bad at it, but like a lot of people go, so let's say like a lot of clothing sellers, they end up not being comfortable outside of like, I need to buy jeans and shirts. And like Colleen sells clothes and shoes, but she sells, and I'm not going to get into her specialty, but she sells a lot of other items that you would never even think of or even go outside of your comfort zone. I sell stuff. A lot of people don't realize, like they don't even look at my Amazon account, but all the clothes I sell, I used to have 1,800 video games at Amazon. 1,800 units of video games. We had video game systems, iPods, electronics. We had microphones. We had webcams. We had computers. I have a laptop on eBay right now that I'm selling. Just go outside of your comfort zone. I used to have this like, I'm never going to buy cell phones. I know, hard to believe. Way back in the day, I'm never buying cell phones. Screw cell. And then I started buying and selling cell phones, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm making like $5,000 a day. And so think outside of the box. Think outside of your thrifting box. And think outside of your thrifting category. Just because you've only bought jeans, stop buying jeans.
And I would like to add, it's the reverse. Those of you that do hard goods that think used clothing isn't money or nasty,
you can,
or takes too much time to measure or photograph, get out of that box too, because you can walk into a flea market and find a bomber jacket.
That's a $100 bomber jacket.
Bomber jacket. Like she found, Katie Silverberg does really well with vintage t-shirts. Yeah. So even if you're a hard goods seller that thinks clothing is beneath you or gross or not worth the time or the money or the grind, it's not necessarily that you have to make used clothing your bread and butter. But don't be afraid to look at it.
Add it on. Add it.
You can find vintage clothing that goes for a lot of money, right?
Fred says you couldn't pay him to deal with clothes. Fred, we can't pay you to do a lot of things. We've tried. I take the items that don't sell for me online or at the antique mall and sell at a flea market. You know what? There's a lot of people that go to our thrift stores and bins that, and we just talked about that too yesterday, that actually sell at flea markets. They source all week and sell all week normally, and then Saturday and Sunday they pay for the whole year or 6 months or whatever. You know, $30 a weekend, $40 a weekend. They set up at the flea market and they sell $400, $500, $600 in 2 days just in their random stuff. That they
Fred says, nope. The one time you spend 99 cents on a jacket you flip for $150,
that's right. Yeah.
You will never go back. I don't care how adamant you are that you don't like clothing. If you can find a jacket for $1 that takes you 30 seconds to photograph and 10 minutes total photographing
to make $100
to make $150.
So Trey just put that he bought, and this is true. I mean, if you guys have never seen Trey's store, it's incredible that he bought a World War II bomber jacket at estate sales. One sold for $750 and one for $900. He absolutely like two. And Trey, I know the cost on one of those was really high. Trey did pay up for one of those, but one of those he got for nothing. Like he made like $500-$600 profit on one jacket, and like the stuff that he gets is incredible. So the other thing, I was saying this to them yesterday too, go to the consumer. It's called the end user. Go around the middleman. Thrift stores jacking up prices or the Goodwill or whatever. Go right to the consumer. That means the person selling the goods. Estate sales, thrift stores, or estate sales, flea markets where people are set up, yard sales, garage sales. That's why you get the best prices.
Well, she has a nice way of getting stuff, and I don't know if that's a secret or you want to share it.
You mean going to people's houses?
Oh, making
I just said
local
like
deals?
Making relationships with people like at flea markets or yard sales. Like I tell them what I'm looking for and give my phone number to them and like have a relationship with them. And when I walk around the flea market, they'll say like if they have what I'm looking for, or other people like know what I'm doing, and so they're referring people to me to come and look at their things before they sell them like off or give them away or donate them. So that might be something like you could advertise that you're looking for or what you're doing. So if enough people in your area are doing like know that you're selling or know that you do that kind of stuff and clean out people's houses, or you know, you want to go look and see what they have before other.
And that's something you really have to put yourself out there and just like make people aware. That's not really something you can do like online. You just have to go do it.
It's word of mouth. Like she says it's word of mouth. And if you get enough word of mouth, maybe you don't have to go to the Goodwill anymore. Maybe you spend all your days cleaning out people's homes and being the first one to get the look at the stuff before they put it on estate sales or auction it off or give it to Goodwill. And when you're the first one in and they really want rid of it, you can pile stuff up and be like, I'll give you $100 for all of this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just went to a guy's house whose wife had passed away, and she had like tons of shoes and toys and brand new in the packages, Disney toys, costumes. Like I bought everything in one lot. And I mean, I could make back that money like, oh my God, times so much.
And that also helped him.
Right, because he got rid of it. Right, he just wanted to get rid of it.
Right.
So,
I got a bunch of stuff from someone who posted just a Facebook ad for just a porch pickup for a couple bags of clothes because someone was moving and I got there. And the guy was like, oh, yeah, I have all this stuff. Like, do you want to look at it? And I got there and I took most of it.
Yeah, so just think outside of the box as far as what you're looking for, as well as where you're looking for it. It just goes back to that challenge I had a couple weeks ago where I wanted everyone to take the time to look at something new, look somewhere new, look at something new. I have a couple of ideas from these two wonderful ladies on my right and left when I go back home that I'm going to be looking at. And Keith has some new ideas from Casey. So we'll be definitely stepping out of our comfort zone when we get back home. And I will keep you updated. But it's way far left field for me. It may or may not involve shoes.
Justin said Star's favorite shoes.
It may or may not.
I just think that it's really like a relationship business, and that if you have relationships with people, that's like the key to getting the good stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, and that's at the flea markets, at the Goodwills.
Everywhere.
I was telling them we have a Goodwill. We go in. They don't have the paper stickers anymore with the barcode. They just have a collar sticking out, and each collar is a different price or
color.
A collar sticker. You said collar.
Are you talking about a collar? Or
no, a colored sticker.
Color.
A colored
Y'all,
sticker.
they have spent this entire weekend making fun of my accent because my
You live in
entire
Pennsylvania.
I
you
didn't
don't
know if
any
they could
accent.
understand you.
my
saying
entire
it.
family was Southern. I was raised on the
Good
West
to
Coast, and I live up north, so it is a mess in here. But
color.
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 they have different.
Color.
They have pink, blue, yellow, red, or whatever.
Or whatever. What's
They
the
don't have
whatever?
paper though, and they don't have a barcode, and each one denotes a different price and or what it is
The
denotes.
barbs.
The barbs.
Yeah,
That's what we have
barbs.
too.
but
The
at our
barbs. Yeah, that's an
Goodwill,
easier one.
if we bring a bunch of stuff up, they'll actually like give us a deal or they'll sort it. And she says, "I'm sorry, this is taking so much longer with our new system, but I just want to make sure I'm giving you the best deal to make you the best profit on your eBay store." Because
That's
we've built our relationship with the people at the Goodwill there. And I'm still really heartbroken that my honey pot closed.
Yeah.
Wade's
Because-
here.
What up, Wade?
Hi, Wade.
Hi,
Wade
Wade. Thank
Benchos.
you.
Yeah, so I wish that our store did what you did, what your store does, Star. That our store's like, it's $8, pay it. Like they hate us. No, but literally the outside. So Colleen's made friends with people at the flea market. She walks up, people are like, oh, hey, look what I set aside for
Yeah,
you.
we talked about this one
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, because she goes all that stuff. When I used to have my pawn shop route, the pawn shop guys set stuff aside for me. They don't anymore because they hired new management, but they used to. I know it sucks now, but the managers used to be like, hey, look, I put away these 4 iPods. I've had them all week for you. And they knowing that, I would be there on the weekend, they'd put them aside. And they'd be like, here you go. Do you want first shot? Boop, take all 4, $40 profit each. I'd make $150, $200 right
Well,
there.
color is whatever. That's the color whatever is when I want to say something different, but I would like to continue to be monetized.
Yeah, she doesn't want YouTube to take her down. So
It starts with an F.
ends with a K.
Bill Penny is going tomorrow to meet up with the guy that bought a 10 by 30 unit full of clothing, hopefully in good condition, and we're hoping to come out with
Bill,
stuff.
let me tell you guys, Bill and Dave have been killing it 2 straight times, so that'll be number 2. The last time they just messaged me, they went from thrifting individual items at stores to literally buying that type of, like, a whole 10 by 30 unit. That's 300 square foot. That's no, I mean, that's this deck. Wow. This deck is probably 300 square feet.
They're on Poshmark too.
Yes, and they got on Poshmark, and they went from, you know, okay, so they went to the thrift store, they bought $1, $2, $3 items, whatever. They're buying these storage units. Say even if they pay up for $1,000 or 500, 800, whatever, they're getting stuff for like 30 cents, 20 cents. They're just killing it. And yeah, there's a lot of junk. You take the good with the bad, by all means. But when you go in and pay $500, $600, $700 for something, and you're paying 30 cents, and all of a sudden in the corner there's like 10 polo shirts that you're going to sell for $30 a pop, bam, you barely have to do any work to get your money back. So
we're waiting.
And then like someone said in here in the chat before, you could go to the flea market or go have a yard sale like I do every year, like with all the stuff that didn't sell or something that has like a tiny stain that I won't sell and I can't get out. Now that I have new tricks from Star, I might be able to get my stains out.
Yeah,
like
we have taught her about awesome.
Star is way more dedicated to getting stains.
You are dedicated.
There's no dedication. You literally spray awesome on the stain and throw the clothing over there.
That's more dedication.
And one day, eventually, when there's a big enough pile, you throw it in the washing machine.
Yells at you.
I tried that. Some of my stuff doesn't come out though, so I just throw it in the donate or have a yard sale.
Well, the trick is spray the stain with awesome. It has to sit for at least overnight. You need the pods, ALL, all with the stain lifter, and you need a scoop of OxyClean.
All right, this is a whole lot of work.
Oh.
That's no work.
Way more dedication.
If the shirt doesn't denote the work, I will throw it in the trash. But if it's a Robert Graham and it's got a stain on it, and I paid 99 cents or $2.50 or $3.25, I'm spraying.
Now, if it's Robert Graham or Tory Burch, and we're talking about a $100 item, then
yes, I'm spraying it with awesome.
I'll spray it.
Yeah, I don't do this with everything, and we inspect things pretty good at the store.
If it's a $20 item, probably not.
But if it accidentally comes home, and we all do this. No matter how long we've been doing this, we all bring something home and we miss a stain, we missed a tear. Always.
Every damn time.
If it's not worth it, we throw it away and we write it off as a
I just donated 8 bags. So
and
well, I'm not bad at stains. It's not the stains that kill me. You know what I'm really terrible about? I'm missing buttons. Every time I miss buttons and they don't have the extras, or I miss like at the bottom, like the last set, like it's
I'm really OCD about checking the buttons.
I'm so bad about.
You know what I'm OCD about?
So excited, and if I'm at a flea market and they're like everything's $1 and there's other people grabbing stuff that I just grab it and buy it, and if I get some that are stained, it's like worth it.
Whatever, yeah, because
not losing.
That's how I
stuff.
feel about
That's
going
true,
to the bins. I usually just put stuff in the cart and I'll go through it kind of at the end, but I don't spend a ton of time going through
Tip
it.
101.
The very rare times we go to the bins,
throw it in the cart.
We fill up our carts and then we go hide in a corner together, Keith and I, and we go through everything.
Absolutely.
That's right.
What I was about to say, be OCD about the inner thighs on jeans. I've gotten a couple pairs home.
The crotches rip a lot.
They rip. Not only that, but they wear thin.
Very good.
They pill. They
around
pucker.
the zipper.
But the in here, in the inner thighs, they'll get real thin and they'll wear out.
Mine, I always find the ones that start to rip apart.
It's us fluffy girls.
No, I found them on guys' jeans, silver jeans that were ripping apart.
It's just when you wear your jeans and you walk in them and they rub together.
Well, you can tell when somebody, like a guy, especially in guys' jeans, like they sit like this and they stretch apart. No, I'm being serious. The guys' jeans stretch apart and you can start seeing the wear going. And every time I try to buy a high-end pair of jeans that are guys, they're like, you can tell how the guy sat. I'm just being honest. Check the crotches. She's being right.
We need to get him some food.
So we are going to go out tonight to a Mexican restaurant that we found over the bridge, closer to the beach. It's a little further away than downtown St. Augustine. But then after dinner, we're coming back in and we're doing another ghost tour. This one goes to the jail.
This one's on a trolley.
On a trolley, yeah. And the jail has a actual cell with the metal bunk beds that you can go deep down into the thing. And like they tell you not to go in there, but they're like, if you want to, knock yourself out.
We're going.
We'll give video.
We're going anywhere they tell us not to go.
Pretty much.
Like last night in the haunted house, they said this room over here has 2 really nice kid spirits. This room in here has like a horny guy. And this room back here, well, she said it without saying it. Yeah, and then she said, this room back here has a demon.
Are you so funny? Pay attention.
So where did we go? We went in the back room where the demon.
Good God. Yes, we would sell a coat with missing buttons if it was worth the money. If it's something like a $15, $20 coat, probably not, because you're risking the return. If it's described correctly and you don't have a lot of cost in it, like if you got a, I don't know, like a Versace coat, yeah, of course. If you got even like a Harley jacket or something missing a button, people will replace that stuff
Also,
or they'll fix
on the
it.
flip side of that, if you find something that's super damaged but it's designer, buy it for the buttons because you can sell the buttons.
The patches, the buttons, the logos, people will buy that stuff. She's 100%.
And if it's like a 2-button blazer and there's just 2 buttons, I've gotten 2 matching buttons that kind of match the tags on the thing and put new buttons on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I call my mommy when that happens. She replaces stuff for me.
We can sew ourselves.
I cannot.
I pay somebody.
Speak for yours. I can't sew.
No, I
We're
can't.
gonna
actually-
teach her to sew.
I
for
put a-
herself.
Teach me to sew.
I put a Pokemon back yesterday. I found Pokemon plush, 2 of them, and their tails were ripped. And she kept telling me,
She could have sewed it. I would have
can't
sewed it.
sew.
If I
I
had a
can't
sewing
sew
kit,
either.
I would have sewed it.
My hardest part with sewing is I can't get the knot in at the bottom.
Oh, good Lord.
That's
Okay,
the hardest
this
part.
is a topic for a whole nother video. We're going to leave that. I have a friend that took a
Welcome
sewing
to our
class.
fireside
Hey, Jewel
chat.
McBride said the Haunted Jail Tour is awesome.
Yes.
yay,
amazing.
we are
We're
so excited.
So, Star, are we going to let him go so we can go to dinner? And,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to put a very special thank you out to all of my moderators for showing up last minute and helping us. Everyone who gave me a super chat, I 100% appreciate it. It means a lot to us. Thank you to everyone here with me in person for enjoying a wonderful weekend with me. I love these guys.
Subscribe to Star. Subscribe to us.
Star.
And everyone that came in,
Yeah, I linked everyone's channel. So Star, right here, subscribe and like her channel. If you're not a subscriber, you should be. Do it. I also linked Sid's channel for you guys. She's down right there. She should be the first link. Subscribe to me if you want. It's down there. Colleen doesn't have a YouTube channel. Or I would
We're working on it.
We're working on
trying
it.
to
We'll
make
get
trying.
it.
one.
I have an
But
Instagram
everyone that took time out of your day
Yeah, her
today.
Instagram is at KULEAN
702.
It's pretty hard.
at Colleen 702.
If you follow me on Instagram, I've been tagging her all weekend. You can find her.
Yeah.
Everyone that joined us today, time is money. So when you give me your time, it means the world to me. Without any of you, there would be no flipping hippos. Hippos?
Hippos.
Hippos.
That's a combination of hippos, and you guys can figure
There
out the
would
rest.
be no flipping hippos without you.
Bye, Bill.
Bye, Bill and
So-
Dave. Have a good night at work.
I do-
Message me later.
I do appreciate you guys. Who's close to cut the stream?
Oh yeah, we're gonna cut the stream. We'll let you guys go.
Fine,
Good
people.
Bye,
night.
guys.
No, it's not.
Love you
Turns
all.
out it's not touch
It's not
screen.
touchscreen.
Love you all.